Oh my God, sorry, I clicked that faster than I meant to. Sorry about that. Thank you very much and welcome here. Well, that was a quick jump in. Great to see you all. Hope you're doing fantastic and welcome, folks, to a special presentation tonight. It's great to have you all in. Yes, usually this is wheel night, but tonight is something different. Something I want to address now. I have in a way, but I want to talk to everybody. I want to talk to everybody frankly about what's all going on, what's been going on, and this and that and everything to do with live streaming. It's great to have you in here. Hope you're doing fantastic. I'll get into it in a few minutes. Give it a chance for everybody to come in. We seem to be awfully capped. I checked. We're not limited monetization, so it reaches back to only one other option. You've seen an example happen to it happens all the time, but you've seen it happen live the other night. Part of what I will be discussing tonight. I'm sure there's some who don't want me to discuss this. I'm sure I'm not going to make the most friends I've ever made on YouTube by doing this and reiterate why some don't like me to begin with. All that into one. But you know what? It's time to have a talk, folks. It really is. Like I say, I'll get into it in a few minutes. Why and what I got to say about it. I hope you guys can bear with me through all that. I just want to give a few minutes because I don't want to keep... I don't want to keep repeating it over and over and over. That's not fair to you. It's not fair to anybody. So, and it's hard to keep a train of thought. It's great to have you all in here. There's a lot of fantastic people. Hope you guys can hit that like button and tweet it out. All that good stuff. It really does help out. The more people, the merrier. And if somebody's holding it back, if it's tweeted out and hit the like enough, you can only hold back so much. So, push through those floodgates. Help us with that. That would be absolutely awesome. It's great to see you. I hope you all had a great weekend. I just want to remind everybody tonight, and I'm going to say this a couple of times, I don't want no names, folks. I don't care who it is. I don't want no names in here. Said examples, there's going to be, some will be more specific, but a lot of it's going to be very general. There's such a problem. Even if we were to go and name names, there's not enough time to name all the names in here. I couldn't make a live stream long enough for what... There's a lot of problems, but the generalized issues with live streaming, there's just too many in that mess to list them all. So please refrain from that. I'm looking for constructive points. Everybody has an opinion. One have your opinion. And the one, probably even the one that's doing this right now. I'm going to make an exception I've never made on my channel before. And I haven't even discussed it with Xenia. I was thinking if I should do it or not. And usually we discuss everything together. Yes, there's a lot of channels blocked in here, and yes, a lot for very good reason. And I know you have a ton of troll accounts. A lot of you've bragged up about it. I know you might even be here under a different one that is wrenched. Like I said, I can't control everybody that's in here. I can't do background checking them all. I've always said when you've thrown that, the ones that have thrown that in my face doing that, but at least you're not getting to promote your own channel, which was the problem one. And if you do something with that channel, you'll get banned just as well. But I'm going to give the option tonight to come in and say something constructive. But I'm going to give you a fair warning. Anything that gets derogatory, anything gets name calling, anything like that, you're out. So if you want to come in with one of your troll accounts, and as long as you don't give anybody real reason to throw you out, I'll let you have your piece. But I'm warning you, step very, very lightly if you want to have an honest goodness chance to do so. So the warning is out. I'm going to ask everybody, usually I tell you guys trolls right off the bat, if there's anything, hit them. If they're I'm going to put it this way. If they act like trolls, hit them. There you go. That's the best way to put it. Hit them anyways. If they come in and they say something, there's some that don't. I give them a chance to say something. That's fine. But it better be fucking controlled. I'll tell you that. So hold your P's and Q's if you want to get answered, because they'll ban you. Or if I see it, I'll ban you. And I ain't answering. Even if it's a good point. Even if it's a great point. So tread very, very cautiously if you want to be heard. And this is a one night only thing. I've never done this before, and I don't plan on making a habit out of it. But we're going to get to the bottom of some stuff that's been going on here. Some stuff that absolutely turns my stomach that's going on in here. We're going to talk about live streaming in general. Like I said, I know some might get bothered by this, and don't. I'm sorry, but I'm going to say it's time to address this. And if you know me well, and you've been following me for a while, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to say my piece tonight. This is not all going to be rant, so anybody waiting for me to go bull-ass crazy, save it. But I am going to talk. And then I'm not talking about it. I don't do that. You know, and some people say, well, this channel says this about you should go on. Nah. They run their mouths. I'm not willing to sound like an idiot, so I'm not going to go on. So then it's pointless. It doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help the situation. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. But the other night when we talked about us being trolled and showed actual examples, we were messaged a lot in private. I wish some of them had to put it public because they made some very good points, and that would help as a global cause, but I get why. So figured it was time to talk, and it was actually a movie that inspired that I was showing Xenia that she had never seen before. And I'll get to that in a second. I'll talk all about that, the connection with it and everything. So just give a few more minutes, folks. It's only 6 minutes after. Let's give it 4 or 5 more minutes or so, just to give as many people in here a chance that want to be here as possible. If you guys can hit the like button, tweet it out, and tell friends, that would be absolutely awesome. Like I say, you know now, we've been showing you guys we're getting throttled. The person even throttled us the other night while we were talking about it. Did it at the end as a show of force. But you know what? As always, when you guys get the word out, it can't hold that much back. It can't keep the floodgates shut. I just checked. We're still actually monetized, which is nice. Oh, Ben and Bree, it's been so long now. It's been going on since like June of last year. So no worries, no worries. It's part of our YouTube experience, I guess. But I am going to talk about all that. I am going to talk. There is a lot to cover and a lot of generalized stuff, especially about live streams as a whole. So it's great to have you all in here. You're an absolutely amazing bunch. I hope you see where I'm coming from on this, and I hope you don't take it, the majority of you personally. It's not to be personal. It's talking about a phenomenon that's going on, if to say the least. There is some that are very specific to it, yes, but for the majority of it, I would like to think of some of you, maybe it might be a bit of a intervention, if you will. And, nothing's ever too late. Nothing's ever too late for your channel and to get things back on track. So just wanted to say that. It's great to have you all in here once again. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. I hope you understand too why I canceled the wheel. I think this is more important. I just sorry, I do. I catered you guys. I think the role you, I never forget. I thank you all the time because you're the ones who got us where we are. I never forget that. But once in a while, I guess, just as having the channel, Xenia and I got to make kind of a decision. I don't want to use the term. I know it's an expression, executive decision, but just got to make a decision about your channel, what's right. So, and I figure what I've been seeing lately is it's getting to a whole new low on this platform. So, not going to be grandstanding. Once again, like I said, no names. And anybody that's banned from here that thinks they have 2 cents worth to add to it properly, interested to hear your opinion, let it go for tonight, but be very, very careful when you come in with one of your other accounts. Just be very careful because I want everybody, if they see anything looking trollish, to deal with it, please. But if they come out and they make a decent point, not cursor swearing, name calling, anything stupid like that, let it go. Xenia, you'll keep an eye out for comments on that.
Yes, definitely. I'm going to be, hello, by the way, to everyone in the chat and those listening as well. I'm going to be with you in the chat more today. That doesn't mean that Andrew is talking only about himself. We are a team here, and he brings out our both thoughts and opinions about what is going on. But I will stay with you more in the chat. If you have any special comments, questions, or anything like that, I'll try to make a note of those as well and discuss them later on. So thank you so much for understanding. And if you can click that like button and share it out, it would really help us. Thank you so much.
It's great to have you all in here. Fantastic crew. I'm going to say hi to everybody. Like I said, I'm just giving another couple of minutes, 2-3 minutes, and then we're going to jump into this, folks. I don't want to take all your time tonight. It's great to have you in here. I know some came in. They probably heard it's not the wheel and gone. I understand, but we also don't do that every night to begin with, and this one is a special night. I think this is way more important to discuss. Zenora, welcome. We have Wendy Babs in the house. We have Willow's Whimsy. Wheelchairs Diva Eats is in the house. We have What the Paranormal with us. We are M&S. Vexicor is here. Trent P. Fam TV Arcade Gaming Growing Channel. Interesting. Tony and Big Tony family. We got the Mile High guy. We got the Gambler After Dark. We have Terrell Chapman Studios. We have Tamara Maglin in the house. We got Supernatural Lost Adventures. Spirit Vox Paranormal Dundee is here. SMT Mainline is in the house. Shane Redo is here, folks. We have Runny Egg. We have Randy's Paranormal Investigations, RPI, in the house. Good to see you. We have RB Fun TV. We have Quicksilver. We have Prankster Lock. We have Pixelpia Teaching and Learning. We have Phantom Flight 101 with us, folks. We have Paranormal Mysteries. Great to see you. We have Our Family, Our Journey. Mud Nuts Reviews. Most of Samaria. We have Marianne Machado. I hope I'm pronouncing them properly. If I'm not, my apologies. Mana FPV is in the house. Magnolia Money is here. Louis P. Floyd. We have Lottery of Life. Little Llama Laura. Life After Life TV Productions. Kathy Thrifty Halls. JS Slots. JP Demons Vlog. We have JM Moving Pictures. We have Jeremy Goat in the house. We have Jenny O'Brien. We have Jeff and Juliet George in the house. We have JCT with us. We got Jackie Evans 333. We got IBI wrong. O'Seal. I know him. I'm so sorry. I messed it up so badly, but it's great to have you in here. Hustle Nation in the house. We have Haunted by Haunted. Harmon Comedy. Geo Jerry's Adventures. Gary Cluckerville Town. We have Food Lover. We have FIFA Save My Life. Farmall Fanatic is with us. We have Exploration with Erica UK. We have Exploration Laura Lyon. We have Donnie Shaw Show with us. We got Cubs Den, Computer Chick, Coffee Outdoors, Christopher Adventures, Canadian Drone Hub is in the house, Brant Ariels, Bougie Boy 2001, BLT Gamers, Ben Bird Person, Ben and Bree, Baby Doll 77, Awkwardly Kim, and Ann Ninecart. It's great to see you all. I know some were missed on the list. If I missed you, please say hi. Just highlight our name and say hi. We're going to get into this just saying. I'm going to also ask you guys if you can help us tweet it out, hit the like button, tell friends, all that good stuff. It really, really does make a big difference. I'm here. I see we got another Louis P. Floyd running some doubles. That is awesome. I can never get enough with that. The Slot Freaks, good evening to you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Why are you guys looking sad? Did I miss something? Cubs Den, no, we're not sad. And you didn't miss anything. We're going to get into it actually in just a minute. It's great to have you all in here. I see you're needed.
And thank you so much to the Super Sticker Super Chat. I promise I'm going to do the extra ones tomorrow for the ones you're giving today. It is a serious subject and I don't want to interrupt Andrew's thought process, but thank you so much. We do appreciate all the support. Life After Life TV Productions, you are so cool. Thank you so much.
3B Video, how are you? And yes, thank you very much. Life After Life TV Productions, do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Lori's RV Life just popped in. Welcome back. Faye M, how are you? Lots of great folks in here. It's great to have you all. Mustang 774, welcome. Good to see you. Construction Cronies, the Sure Shannon Show, Lottery of Life, great channel, Backyard Gardener, welcome. Like I say, folks, we're just about to jump into it. This is not going to be as long tonight as we're usually on. The Trips, how are you? This has been batting around for a while. We've talked about it in the past. Anyway, I'm going to get into it in a second because once I get started, I know I tend to ramble on about that part. So it's just great to have you all in here. I hope you're ready to have a proper conversation about it. Please realize that I'm not... I know some people are not going to like what I have to say, but I feel I got to say it. I understand if you don't, but I hope you'll take it the right way. CC Uncut, great to see you. Nomadic Van Man, how are you? The Weird Desk US, great to catch you as well. Hope you're doing fantastic. I'm having an awful slowdown with my chat. I don't know what's going on. It's catching all the time.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's going to be lots of people that are just listening as well, as it always is in these type of shows that we do. Hello. All I wanted to say is hello to those of you that are listening for whatever reason it is. If you can't say hi in the chat, that's okay too. We understand. And we appreciate you being here, no matter who you are.
That's right. I like the wheel streams, but to be honest, I prefer these types of streams because I always leave having learned useful information. Well, thank you so much, SMT. Do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Pixelpia, we can always show support in the more quiet form. You're too kind.
Thank you. Do appreciate
We
that.
do appreciate it. We're going to actually be talking about money on YouTube as well tonight. There's going to be some spots that people aren't, depending what side of the fence you're on to.
It's going to be 2 years on Thursday since we started actively back on our YouTube channel with 42 subscribers and a dead channel. And since then, we've grown to 11,000 in 2 years. And a lot of amazing people in the chat. And it wouldn't be possible without you guys. It also means that we have been witnessing a lot of things going on YouTube, especially with the live streams, because that's what we do. If we talk about super niches and categories of the channels, we are a live streaming channel. That's what we do every day. Well, 6 times a week, sometimes every day. We do understand what is live streaming. We do understand the variety of live streams, live stream content can be, what it takes to grow it, and what it takes to actually have an interesting show that is there for the viewer valuing their time, because time is a lot these days. So if somebody is watching you want to give them the value back for that. Thank you so much for the super chat. Wheelchair Diva Tees, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. And we do have variety of live shows as well. We're not running just with one type of show. That means that we also know how to attract viewers for a variety of different subjects and not just one. I would say we know how to do the live stream, and we also have seen lots. So we want to talk about both. And that's what Andrew is going to be doing today. Thank you so much to Ben Bird Person. Thank you so much for the super sticker, super chat. We do appreciate that. Thank you so much for all the support, guys. With super chats or without, we do appreciate you anyway. It is just a great bonus. But other than that, we do appreciate you in the chat just being here too.
Thank you very much, folks. We do appreciate it. All of it that you guys, whether like Xenia just said, here, hitting the like button, super chat, all that stuff does help immensely. You're absolutely awesome people. Thank you so much for all of that. We do apologize once again to anybody who was looking for the wheel tonight, but unfortunately, we gotta deal with this. So.
Corina Torres, hello, how are you? And hello to everybody just joining in. And now if somebody is coming in and wondering what we're doing here, I would appreciate if you can educate them. I will try my best to catch the comments in the chat and let people know what we're doing today.
I grew 1K in 8 years. Thank you for pushing. Oh, no problem. No problem at all. Alrighty, folks. If there's anybody else I missed this last year, just highlight our name, and say hi. And then we're going to jump right into it. I don't want anybody to feel left out. It's great to have you all in here. Thank you so much for being in here tonight. Sorry I wasn't here for the start. We're going to get into that in just a second, Meme. You're just in time. Haven't started yet, but just about to get into it. Welcome, Sherry Awesome Sunset Travels. Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. It's great to have you all. Thank you, Computer Chick. I do appreciate it. Yeah, there'll be a little bit of that. The Stillwater Nation, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Anybody else I'm missing? West Haven always and forever. I don't know about that. And that definitely depends on who you ask. But I'm me, and I come with my side of good and bad, and people make do with, I guess, and figure out which side of it they see me on. But thank you so much. Shanette, for life, welcome. Max and Chuggy, no, there's no wheel today. There's no wheel. We're going to be doing something else. It's, in my opinion, our opinion, more important. So, Simp World, welcome. How are you? The Weird SUS. Oh, I said hi to you, but I never mind saying hi to you again. Bougie Boy says the Ferris wheel's done. That is awesome. Congrats. Running Egg, how you doing? Great to see you. Cowgirl ASMR, it's fantastic to see you. The Mummy to Be, hope you're doing fantastic. I like your subject-based streams better. It's all good, but there's... Thank you so very much for that. Do appreciate it. I try not to let them hinder on the other nights because some people like some like both. But I just wanted to get into this, so thank you so much for your understanding. The creator, hey guys, I took your advice on the branding and redid my channel. That is awesome. Well done. Fantastic. Alrighty, folks, so if you guys haven't hit the like button, tweet it out, please do. It's about time to jump in. This is 20 after. It's time to get into it. Professor of Perseverance, how are you? Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. All right, let's get into this, folks. Let's get into this. Like I say, a lot to cover. And I don't want to take all your night away from you and that. I appreciate you all being here. There's a lot of great folks. It's an honor always to have you guys here under a roof. Nobody's forced you to come, and it's quite humbling when you always sit and think about it, about how people make a conscious decision through everything going on YouTube to come and see you. So thank you for being here. The title. The decline of www civilization. The live stream years. It's pretty epic, isn't it? It is pretty epic, and the reason why I picked this title is because of this. I don't know if you guys are familiar with a movie series. There's 3 into them, but this is my favorite one probably because of the age that I grew up into, the music I was interested. I've been kind of blessed in a way to have a wife who didn't grow up here in North America, who doesn't necessarily mean that everybody in North America has seen this, but a majority of the stuff that I watched and stuff like that wasn't shown over there, so I get to watch it for a second time. As we get talking, it's nothing for us to say, I'll reference it and she'll say, what are you talking about? And the next thing you know, we're sitting down and watching it together. And The Decline of Western Civilization Part 2, in short, was a series directed by Penelope Spheres. And it chronicles, for this one, the first one was about the punk rock era. This one was about the metal years. And you know, I was a person that loved metal music, rock music. That's my era, that's my music. When I played drums, the most part of my life was playing this kind of stuff. I still play some guitar, I still play it. I still listen to a lot of it when I'm doing that, when I'm working on stuff here, editing and that, where I don't have to listen. But I understand why it's gone. As much as I loved it and as much as it will always hold a piece of my heart for that era, it was the downfall. And actually this movie even played some in the part of the downfall of the 80s music. Everything starts off original. Everything starts off with a point. Everything has energy. Everything has substance to it. And without substance, doesn't even have a chance. Not a candle in the wind. But unfortunately, as time progresses, the want for creativity runs away, and the want for instant money, instant fame, instant whatever just seems to trump everything else. And that's exactly what killed the 80s. Yes, it was the decade of decadence, but really in the end, there was nothing original to say. And if you were to turn on the radio by 89, 90, every band sounded like Skid Row or Metallica. And you know, I've had people say, you know, oh, Bon Jovi sucks. Well, no, not really. Bon Jovi kind of came up with a new tune in the sound. It was the 18,000 bands that came later that made Bon Jovi suck, that made people say that. So anyways, I digress. We were watching this movie and talking about all that stuff. And Xenia's quite well versed on music, so she's always great to talk to about that. It's one of the passions that we both share. And then it hit me through as we were talking about that. It's not only the 80s that's going through that. It is most definitely what we're going through today with live streams. And I dare you to go to your homepage of YouTube. You can do it now. And hit your subscription list. You know, it features all the channels you're subscribed to. And look and see what's there. And you're going to see channel after channel after channel after channel, because the live streams are right at the top. They might as well all be doing it together. It's the same thing right across the board. And like I said, I know some people are going to get mad at me for this, but this is the one night every now and then, every couple of months. That's usually, it's even longer than that. I'm going to be truthful. It's absolutely sad and pitiful, some things that you see. And I mean, I don't know what's going through some people's heads and where they think this is getting them, where they think they're going to go with it, where they think they're going to accomplish with it. It's literally just turned on a camera. There's nothing. Or a channel doing the same thing for you, looking the exact same way, not getting any better, not cleaning up the mistakes there, and they're not edging. We have not been in live streams for a long time. We're literally going to be about 2 years coming up this spring. March 29th, is it? Our first live stream. Yeah. We're not perfect. You see us laughing at our mistakes constantly because we still make mistakes. There's no doubt about that. And I think to keep trying new things, you're always going to be making mistakes. But you got to want to do something. And I mean, I have some channels that throw shit at us, and I mean, I'm fine with that. I mean, not one of them has put that kind of effort into it, this kind of money into it, or whatever. Whether somebody chose to help us or not, we were doing it, as long as people want to watch, because I believe in it. It doesn't make us the best on YouTube by any sense of the world. And as soon as you start feeling like the authoritarian on here, God help you, you're in for a world of trouble. Because there's always 100 million bigger than us. This is YouTube. This is not a community theater. This is not Anytown, USA. This is not any of that stuff. This is worldwide. It is so chock full of talent, and we always say how much crap there is. But the sad part is the crap seems to overlay just how much talent is flying around on this platform. And with that said, how the crap is kind of smothering out a lot of talent as well from being seen, from being heard. I did a thing last fall about how I believe that people should have to pay to be on YouTube, and I still stand by it. And I know it's not always popular with people. But I do believe there'd be a ton of benefits. I'm not going to go back into that. You can go watch the live stream. But basically, in a nutshell, as creators, I believe we should have to do 20 or 30 videos, 50, whatever the number they come up with, and pay a fee to be audition for YouTube. And it should be a non-returnable or a 50% returnable if you're not accepted. Because it's time it would force people. That doesn't mean people need to have full studios in their house. It just means they'd have their A game. Something I've brought up, Baldwin Bankrupt, who goes around with a tiny camera, who's got over 1 million. He deserves it. Very engaging, very entertaining, very well done. You do not need to be the director of the century. You don't need to be any of that. But I mean, you got to bring something to the table. You know, something that matters, something that's important, something that people want to watch. And that way you would be protected more, because then you would become like a contractor for YouTube. And their debt to you would be to make sure that you were properly seen, properly controlled. You weren't hit with all the junk that goes on. And I do believe that every viewer should have to register for free with a credit card. And some people said, oh, well, I don't want to give my name to YouTube. Well, if you've ever bought something from Amazon, you've given your identity out. Not charged. And if they don't do it, fine, no problem. You get to view it, but you can't like it. You can't comment onto it. You can't dislike it. You can't flag it. You can't have nothing. And there you go. There's the end of all the bots. There's the end of all the bullying, because guess what? There's accountability. And when there's accountability, sleep streams. I'm definitely going to talk about them. Thank you very much, Ian. And brought up by a good person, no less. Thank you very much. And I'm glad you're in here tonight, because you'll be coming up in conversation in a bit. Accountability changes everything. That's the whole problem. There's none in here. That's why you can have bots and that, because who's to tell the difference between all of it? But this is not all about bots tonight. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what drove people to get into stuff like that. We're going to talk about, honestly, live streams and the absolute disaster they are on YouTube for the most part. And this is something is very hard for me to talk about, because I really wanted to feel, if Xenia and I have been anything on here, was a champion to push live streams into, because they're a new frontier. I think they're exciting. I think there's so much potential in them. But I got to say, I think the potential used is so small and so pissed away that I'm going to say something I've never said on here before, and I'm going to say it right now, and you can quote me on this. You can time it out. It is 7:29 p.m. Eastern, so that means you add, 39 minutes onto it on the replay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I'm a part of. I'm embarrassed for what I am a part of on here. I really am. I am so embarrassed. If you've noticed, I've basically have almost gone completely rogue on here, except when we're on. Because I'm absolutely embarrassed for what I'm going to be paired with. And when we go apply for sponsorship and stuff like that, what we are paired with. And you got to see it from their point of view. I get it. Because for the most part, there's absolutely no energy, no drive, no ambition on a live stream whatsoever. And that's not to say that there's not lazy videos. There most certainly are. There most certainly are. But this is a new frontier. And it's already hard enough to get legitimacy on here. Do you realize just up until recently, if you got a community strike, you weren't allowed to live stream for 90 days. And after that, then you weren't allowed to upload for 2 weeks. Do you see how much YouTube even thought of its live streams? Nothing more than a perk. And I'm going to start off right off the bat. I do blame YouTube for what they've done on here. I do blame them squarely, first and foremost. It is their platform. They are responsible. I've seen me and many other people try to deal with stuff that's been happening on here to get absolutely nowhere, to fall on deaf ears. And they've done little to nothing about it. That's the honest truth. And I do blame them for it. So right off the bat, number one, that's where I put the start of the blame. But also, too, we're over 13 in here. And I mean, then after that, it's not far away, is 18, which is adult years in most countries. And, you know, there's a lot of good opportunities that I feel are just getting absolutely thrown away on here. And it's embarrassing to be a live streaming channel. And, you know, that's hard because Xenia and I have put almost 2 years into it. We didn't start off to be a live streaming channel. No. Did we get live streaming channels at first? No. But I'll tell you something, and nobody can take this away. It's been a drive and a passion of ours once we did get into it. We, like some other people in here, have worked tirelessly to try and make it something respectable. Not a place to just go fly off the handle, rant, cry, beg, guilt, fight, every other disgusting thing that can go on one. But it just feels like a lot of times you're fighting an uphill battle at this point. Because I look at when I hit the subscription, I go look around at the live, and that, I mean, I just can't believe how many people are just going out and just turning on that live because it's there. And they can say they care about their channel, and they can say they care about their message and stuff. What message is there? What message? Am I missing the point? Is there something? Am I 46? I'm too old to get it? Because I know there's people older than me that I'm not getting either. So I doubt it's in that part. It's just turned into something that's honestly pointless and for watch hours and for super chats. That's what, if I was to sum up most of what I see on the live streams, that's what I'm seeing. That's not everybody, but that's how I'd sum it up. And that's why I'm embarrassed to be a part of all of this. You know, I'm going to bring up somebody right now, the Still Winter Nation. There's a channel that works tirelessly on what he does. I can only imagine the man hours that goes into it. You know, and you've heard me sing his praises. We only met a couple of months ago. And I know I'm not in every one of his streams. No, I know he's not in every one of mine either. Guess what? Because we're pretty busy. But I respect what he does. Because it's nice to see somebody take it to the next point. And, you know, it doesn't always mean it has to be on the level that he's doing it at. I want to make this very clear because I don't want everybody thinking every time they think it's stupid if I do anything. No. But if you're going to do if you're going to go into a pizzeria and talk about the pizza that you're buying and that's part of your channel because you're a food channel, then talk about your fucking pizza. And stop worrying about everybody mingling with each other or just sitting there staring at the camera like this. Or this one made me upset last night because they hurt my feelings, so we're going to talk about them for an hour. Let's get a little lynch mob together and go after another channel. I mean, all these things are so toxic. And the funny part is most people that are involved into it are the ones that say, oh, YouTube has become too toxic. Well, stop adding to it. There you go. That's the best way to fix it is stop being toxic. YouTube, there's the stuff that I'm hearing on here about live stream. There's channels telling people now more than ever to go live stream. Go live stream. Don't worry about what you do. Don't worry about what you say. Just, you're a mechanic. Piss on that. Go networking. You're going to get your hours. You're going to get monetized. You're going to make the money. We're all going to head to Beverly. I mean, it's insane. Imagine if you had an oranges shop and you sold oranges. And everything was oranges, and it's bright, and it's sunny. But you know what? Everybody didn't walk in the first day. Oh, well, I got an idea. How about selling cocaine? That will get people in. There you go. Just sell it until you get monetized. Then go back into the oranges. Talk about vaping. Become anything else besides what you're supposed to do. What the hell is that? How is that going to help you? Okay, so everybody starts running in to buy vapes because you're selling vapes instead of oranges. Okay, good. Now you're monetized. What are you going to do? You're going to go back to selling oranges? Nobody knows you sell oranges. That's such a past memory. It's so far in the review mirror, it doesn't even make sense. Nobody even makes a correlation with your channel anymore. They don't remember you for it. None. I want people to get into live streaming. I'm putting a challenge up to anybody tonight. Anybody tonight that can turn around and put out good live streams, I'll be the first one to shout you out to the top of my lungs. I guarantee you, because we're in such desperate need of good live streams on here. And I don't care what it's about. It's not the point of what it's about. It's about how you do it. And if everybody would just think for a minute and put the same kind of love and respect into a live stream that they do in a video, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But there is a big line. There shouldn't be, but there is. And that's because of mentality on here. And honestly, that's the most garbage. And I seriously mean it. I am saying it. Anybody wants to quote me, here it is again. I am embarrassed to be part of the live streaming channels. And I'm tired of it. I've been thinking, with this for a while, when we're coming up on our anniversary of being on here and then going on. I'm embarrassed of what I'm paired with, to be perfectly, I don't know where it ever went so bad. Maybe that's why I didn't like live streams. Maybe it got worse. I mean, this is a golden frontier to broadcast worldwide, and I'm watching so many people just throw it all away. And there's no need for it. There's no reason for it. There's no thinking behind it to have that done. Nothing whatsoever. There's I can't think of an excuse under the sun about it. I can't. I don't know. I mean, I believe that a lot of people come on here that care about channels, but I also believe, once again, monetization, which I despise to no end, because it was set way, 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 way too low. And that too, I haven't made a lot of friends over saying. And I'm saying that back when we weren't monetized. But it was too low. It was obtainable enough with just enough junk on here to get it. It's not an accomplishment. I don't consider us getting monetized as any great feat. I'm sorry. I don't, because it's as easy as can be, unfortunately. It shouldn't be that way. And before somebody says, oh, you do shout outs and that and the hell. Yeah, I do shout out. Guess what? Anytime you search in Google, in YouTube for something, you just got a shout out from YouTube. I imagine that YouTube's channels itself do promote shout outs. We have lost some people over the fall because we started thinning out the herd, if you will, more than ever again, because that kind of fell over the summer. And I blame us for doing that. We got a little sloppy on it. And I started noticing I'd bring channels up, and it was just one after another. Guess what they did? Live streams, sleep streams, dark streams, no thumbnails, generic background or none. And it hit me that we're really starting to go down a bad road here that we fought hard to stay out of. And Xenia and I went and actually started using a meta crawler for YouTube to try and fix that and curb that. And I shared it with you guys before, and I'll share it with you again anytime. Why did we use that? Because we started handpicking channels to invite over, to curb it. Because once it was a long road and we lost some, we would have probably had more numbers than some of the points. But numbers are not everything. If we didn't do something soon, it wasn't going to come back. Then we were really screwed. Because it's like a bar. I've always used the example. If you have a bar with 100 people in it, and you allow 10 bikers to come in and start tearing up the place, fight with everybody, the next week you're going to have 70 decent people and 30 bikers until it's all bikers, and you've lost complete control of it. I didn't want that happening to our channel. So we used a meta crawler, started looking for channels. 3 main countries, because we're also getting botted. That helped control the numbers too for where our views were going. And we set it between 1 to 400 views within the last week and started looking up channels. And it was painstakingly hard. It takes a long time. We had to put a lot of the things on hold, but because there's only so many days, so much time a day we can allocate to YouTube. But it was worth it in the end. It really paid off. And I feel like it's cleaned it up a lot. And that was only for 2 months, but I'm watching channels doing this all the time. And that brings me to another point, is what's happening a lot is basically most of them are becoming network channels, no matter what they started off as. So A, they're killing their channel. They're killing their channel right off the bat because you're not bringing it back a year later, 6 months later, 2 months later. If you did it, you better make a conscious decision to do so. Because you're dreaming in Technicolor if you think you're going to get your channel running again after that. It's going to be so pegged as a live stream channel, and on top of that, going to be completely connected to something non-topical to what your channel's about. So that's one side. So it's pretty much channel suicide. Look forward to the idea of getting a new channel. And B, pretty much then if you're doing that, because a lot come in, they learn a little bit and then say, oh, I'm ready to be a networking channel. And you can't stop people. All you can do is be the best you can be and hope people get that. But then after that's all said and done, I'm trying to put this right because I don't want to be too hard on anything. I feel like I'm going to be really rude in a second, and I don't want to be. But you're pissing away any opportunity of doing anything else because you don't know how to do anything else. Yes, it's easy to go in and have a channel and say you got to grow and you got to do this and that. Fine and dandy. But if that's all you're doing, where does it go from there? Are you going to do it 5, 6, 7 days a week? Well, now your channel's officially dead. And what kind of other product you bring to the table? Because the danger about having a live stream channel like that is after a while, you can't keep on top of it, especially that long, because you got to keep new people coming in all the time. And then one night, everybody walks in, and you used to have 100, now you have 20, and they look at each other and say, hi, I know all of you. See ya. Have a good one. It's been a slice. You can't, if all your eggs are in one basket on networking, you're screwed. And then some even go into teaching stuff and that, like teaching people how to live stream. I've seen that for a year and a half now, and I've seen where that's gone. Basically, that's just an Amway scam of sending other people out to start their own networking streams, so they game a couple here and there and bring them all back home. We watched a couple of big jigger channels try that and see where it got them. It's a no-win situation. It just brings on more of these messes, because then I watch a bunch more channels throw it away, whether they were a vegetable channel, whether they were a mechanic channel, whether they were a cat grooming channel. They're just a bunch of 8 to 10 networking channel size places that people hang out into. And it's basically like a virus just creeping all through the whole thing. When we started with interviews before we even went into doing more of, and then we went into Tech Talk, and then the Wheel, actually, truth be told. That's kind of the progression that we went.
Well, Wheel only started in June.
Yeah, and it was only off and on. We came back in the fall some. And some people thought we were absolutely nuts because it was a big draw. Of course, lots of people like networking channels. There's no doubt about that. Especially when we went back to our interviews, doing them 3 times a week. And then Tech Talk. People thought, you're crazy. You're nuts. You're not making no sense. What's wrong with you? Look at how the Wheel's doing. I remember one channel said to me, yeah, but I don't find your interviews doing so good. You only got 1,200 last night. Okay. All right. That's true. The Wheel at that time would say bring in 1,800, sometimes 2K. True enough. But with that said, the interviews are now bringing in 1,200, where 4 months ago they were bringing in 200. If that's not growth, I don't know what is. See, we've always used the Wheel as a way to advertise our channel, to have a game night into it, but not to base ourselves around it, not to become the Wheel channel. Because if we just did the Wheel channel, we would be gone by now. We would be so done, it wouldn't even be funny. If we were to do that 5-6 days a week, at first, no problem. No problem at all. But like I said, there is a point where you just can't get enough new people in. And then all of a sudden, they all come in, they stare at each other awkwardly at like a grade 7 dance and realize we all know each other and walk right back out the doors. And that's it. End of networking channel right there. So this is by our own experience and our own logic of why we did things the way we did it. It was tempting. Of course it's tempting. We're human. I would love to have, you always hope when you do that the 2,000 that went to see the Wheel with 2,000 or more would come in and see the interviews. But you got to be realistic with things, and I thought it was a really good jump for what we did. Even our Tech Talk went up a lot more. We were getting exponential growth in that stuff. I was more than happy with it. It's all in the way you interpret it. And I didn't want to kill our channel because I do care about it. But then time went on, and then YouTube announced that it was shutting down numbers after 1K. Also, from being on this for a long time, we knew damn well that if we didn't do something, we were going to be in trouble on that one too, because everybody likes numbers. That was a big part of it. That's first and foremost for us to hit 10K. So that's when we went balls to the wall to hit 10K. And we were very open about it. We had the Pusa potluck and asked other channels out. Of course we did. Because we knew the value into it. And I had another channel say to me, well, oh my God, you're not going to protect yourself. You're at 10. It's going to be the same. No, it's not. Because you're in the 5-digit club. You're getting your merch shelf, all these perks and bonuses that come with it. We knew how much harder it was going to be once the rounding came over to be able to hit that 10K. As you can see, our growth since we've hit 10K has slowed down some because of that. But that was also too from cleaning up in the channel, because that's where we let some things slide that we shouldn't have. And that falls on us. And maybe we only did it for a month and a half or so, but you know what? Nonetheless, it's a month and a half that I can't take back that I wish I could on that part. But we're all in here to do something. We all have to make concessions sometimes. We are here to grow. And yes, growing is important. It's not everything, but it is something, as I always like to say. It does matter. It is part of the YouTube experience, we'll call it. So we did that. So we moved on. Then came, after the rounding, some channels that were starting to compete against us were sending people in saying, sending their followers in to say, hey, you only call out channels when they're 20 away from the rounded K. But what are you doing for the little guys? Like, that wasn't a setup or anything. The reason why, and most people have been here for a long time knew why we did that, is because we don't want a chat full of links, because a chat full of links is against community's guidelines and a great way to have your channel taken down. If we didn't give a shit about our channel, we wouldn't care. But we do. But we do have to address this, and we'd already been thinking, now that the numbers round down as well, how do we take advantage of the 1K and under? And that's where the Pusa push was invented. But we spent a while looking at it, and I've told many of you before, the inspiration for that one came one night watching a slot channel that follows us and getting the inspiration for gaming. It fell into what we do, but it was another type. I didn't want anything to look like the wheel. I wanted it to look nothing like it. Didn't want to have any connection. I wasn't sure what we were going to do, but had a good idea what not to do. And the way I look at it, that one's faster and it's way more heavier on the networking side. We wanted to give more tips at the beginning, but we realized there's just too much to run with it. It's so hard. It's a lot more of our resources just to keep it running, because it is a lot more fast paced. But nonetheless, I figured, you know what, if it's going to be networking, at least it should be interesting. At least it should be visually appealing. Something besides just sitting there, go check this channel out. And 55 minutes of long-winded, go nowhere, blowhard philosophy, which I'm going to get into in just a second. So remember philosophy. We're going to get into that. And that's how we did the wheel. I want to do something that's meaningful on here. And it doesn't mean I don't want to save the world. I'm not you two, okay? I don't want to save the world when I come on here. We have a demographic. Our biggest demographic is 35 to 55. United States, Canada, and then it swings between England and Australia. And we're happy in that demographic. That's where we choose to keep people happy. That's why we don't do a lot of the things you're seeing on other live streams, because what they do on there would be a big turn off on here. I will bend over backwards to cater to my demographic as long as my ethical standards are good with it. I won't bend my ethics onto it. You've seen the other night, and I actually got a thank you from BNO, who I'll mention, who BNO is a good friend of mine. I respect the hell out of him. He was 30 away from 7,000. And I didn't bring him up on the milestones. I asked people to check him out. I said, guys, grab him up, because it's 20 or under, and I do the same for everybody. And you know what? A true friend is somebody like BNO, who actually took the time to message me and thank me for that and said that's why he respects us. And that's pretty cool, if I may say so myself. That's people who get what we do, who didn't say, well, I hate you. Oh, I'm going to go make a live stream about you. Oh, you're about... It wasn't that. And that means a lot, because sometimes it feels like to take the ethical road on live streams, it's honestly killing our channel. That's the hardest part of all this. It feels like to take the high road on here, it's sometimes killing our channel. I'm not down and out, and I'm not gone. And somebody asked me one time who doesn't like me now, said, oh, but if you the wheel, if you hit 50,000, you wouldn't do the wheel. You know what I told them? If I had 500,000, I would start a new channel and just do the wheel, just for the sole purpose of pissing people off. Just for the sole purpose of it. I am very proud of what the wheel has done for us. I will never downplay it. I believe it is a great part of our lineup that we do. It is not everything. We have a wheel, we have the Pusa Push, but we also have feature nights. We also have Tech Talk Tuesday. We have all kinds of things going on in there. We had interviews. Why did we stop interviews? Because we had to be bothered more by trolls. And I'm not going to bring somebody up here to be bothered by trolls. So, you know, by actually trolling us because they didn't like the wheel, they actually got more wheel. Always read the fine print before you purchase. You might get more than what you were asking for, you know. I'm notorious for that. If you look at our last thumbnail for the wheel, you can tell that I know there's been a new run that don't like it, and I will so wear it over the top. There's no limit to how much I will. I will own it with pleasure and honor. I feel that Xenia and I did what a lot were claiming couldn't be done, was a way to mix networking, entertainment, and information all into one. And I know a lot of people get that, and I'm very proud about that. And that's something that's not offered by almost any other networking channel going, is that. And if people don't get it, it's not for everybody. Some people want to just go through some sort of factory vat. Well, then fine. There is place for that. I do not chase channels. I'm not taking names on channels. Everybody has a right, the same as I have a right to run our channel the way we see fit. We feel that it works best to represent us and the large majority of people that come to watch us, and I'm good with that. And if people would spend way more time worrying about what their audience wants, they might not be so bitter. They might see the value and work on their channel instead of sitting around groping and crying and begging and pleading and insulting and hurting and all this other stuff that goes on live streams, which once again, I'm offended and ashamed to be part of. I am part of that live stream crew. Guilt by association, and it's something that I don't want to be a part of anymore. I'm trying to find a way to shake it, and I don't quite know how we're going to do it, but I don't want to go through that with that being associated with all of this disaster anymore. And as a side note, yes, we could go run off to another platform. We looked at other platform, but if we even were to do that, sucks. Boring is boring. People are people and content is content, and if you're good on here, you have a good chance of doing good on there, and vice versa. And it's ridiculous. If you're a kid that gets in trouble for pulling the bells all the time and fighting with everybody and throwing stuff at the teacher, guess what happens when they send them to another school most of the time? Almost all the time, what happens? The exact same thing. It's not about where you are or what you're doing. It's about how much you put into what you do. And you don't need to spend 110 hours on here a week to do something good. It's making your time count, the time that you do have. And I've seen some channels with some real potential just throwing it down the drain. And I'm going to bring up, I'm not bringing up many specific things. I'm going to bring up one that fueled me the other night. Something that I've seen change a lot, but when somebody goes and uses a virus that's attacking the world as a draw into a network streams, I don't know, you guys have been sending me links like crazy. I'm finding all kinds of stuff. I was actually enjoying being in oblivion, to be honest. I mean, of course I'm embarrassed to be part of the live stream platform with stuff like that going on. And that's just the tip of the iceberg into it. And you know, the hard part about agreeing with your enemies sometimes, your people you don't like and stuff like that, sometimes they make very valid points on some stuff. But you can't say you agree with them, because I made that mistake early on with one channel, and then if you said that, then they went around for the next 5 months saying that you agree with everything they did and swore by them and loved them and and on. But sometimes they do make the odd good point about the issues with live streams and what's going on and stuff like that, but also too, what are they doing to fix it? You know? My opinion, not a whole pile. And it certainly doesn't reflect in their own work. Xenia and I can't even get half the stuff done that we've wanted to do to our channel. Half the stuff done. So I don't know where you could find time to lay around. And to lay around with no channel, in honestly just turning on the camera and just sitting there. I mean, why are you doing it? What do you honestly think you're going to accomplish with it? If you were the viewer, would you sit through this? And if you would, it might be time to walk away from YouTube. Check out, see what's going on. That's not a good sign, because there's no point to it. There's nothing healthy about it. It's in a sad state. Honestly, it really is. And we couldn't even do a live stream enough to cover all of it. And I mean, it's just all the drama and the fighting and the name calling and the begging and everything else that goes on here. I watched a channel that claims that he has a gripe against another channel. And somebody sent me this. This channel has gone for a while. And they sent by and they said, oh, but it's true. He's got a news article onto it. And I'm like, really? And just that, that alert goes off in your head. Bullshit. So I go and look. And you could tell right away, because if you ever get an article written about, if you see an article written about somebody, just go and look up the reporter and see what their credentials are. And basically it leads to nowhere. And that's what it is. You can hire Fiverr to write articles about you and stuff like that. When I thought, you know what, this guy, well, he's always been an idiot, but this is kind of out of the box. I'll give him credit on that. And he milked it for all it's worth. Like, the reporter let me take certain segments out to talk to you about. I was like, but then it hit me. People could check that in 2 minutes, but it's almost like being on wrestling in here. It really is. And I brought that up last week. Now you know why I brought up wrestling about it. It's almost like people have not only given up and are putting out just god-awful, drama-filled, pointless, blah, blah, blah live streams, but a lot of people watching them are doing it because they've given up on their channel as well. And they've gone to the point where it's almost like wrestling. They just listen. And, well, this channel said to this one's awful, so we're not going to like him. And, yeah, I hate him too. He sucks. By the way, who are we talking about? But I'm still with you. Where did it ever go so wrong? It is like social media now, when it was supposed to be creators on here. I don't, and I will fight with my dying breath to ever call YouTube a social media. Because to me, it's not just a communication that goes on a bit in the chat or a message left between. To me, it's a mentality. This is where we should be creating amazing content. This is where we should be knocking the socks off each other, inspiring each other. I honestly thought as I got higher, I was going to have the chance to meet more channels that would really inspire, really bring stuff to the table, changing ideas, messaging. Like Casey Neistat and Peter McKinnon when they met up. They didn't sit on live streams for 2 years sharing their thoughts and feelings or talking to each other every part of the day, 12 hours a day. They were too busy, and they sent messages at the end. Hey, I'm going to be here. Do you want to be here? Do you want to do this? And then they got together. They don't sit there all day because they got things to do, because if they did all that, they wouldn't have any channel left. I'm just sick of it all. And I'm embarrassed to be associated with this. And we are associated with it by association, by being live streams. Whether I like it, whether I agree with it or not, I'm with it. And it's like there's no way to shake the stigma of being a part of this. This is not what I signed up for. To me, think live streams are the most exciting part of YouTube, because it's a whole new frontier, a whole new realm. Video is not going to go away, but this is something extra, something exciting. We're using it for what it wasn't originally meant to be, because it was only supposed to be once in a while creators to catch up with that do video to catch up. But that should be fun. That's a buzz of it. That to me is inspiring. Look at the layouts we've been doing in OBS. I didn't know anything about OBS till last fall. And I don't brag about it because people said, oh, you should do things on, tutorials on it. I don't want to do it because there's people do it way better, and I don't feel that I am the right person to do it. I don't understand it enough. I understand for what I need to do with it and work with it, but not enough to give good advice onto it, which is something that happens a lot. I mean, I watch channels now. They're out there, and it's they try when they finally realize they're losing numbers in their networking, because like I said a while ago, it doesn't keep up enough people coming in. Then all of a sudden they become authoritarians on YouTube and that. You should have a playlist. Oh, that's really cool. They type out why. And then comes the kicker, and I see this happen a lot. And their head pops off because they got caught with the evil question. I can repeat anything. A lot of you have different niches in here. And if you're a surgery channel, I could see a video on there where you explain about what happens when they change a valve in somebody's heart. And I could probably ramble off a couple of words of it when it's said and done. But it doesn't make me an expert onto it. It doesn't make me quite knowledgeable about it. I'm just kind of hitting high notes. That's where a lot catch themselves into it. And guess what? When that all falls, once again, their channel's done because there's nothing to fall back into. But they're like, well, yeah, but I am, I don't know, brewery channel. Brewery channel? What? Yeah, see, it says Jonathan's Brewery on here. You haven't done a brewery video in 9 months. Nobody remembers that. That's so far-fetched. There's only 3 people that come in every month to say, God, I miss your old brewery videos. It's done. It's over. Close the channel. People ask, how do I bring it back? Honestly, close your channel. You're way better off closing it and starting a new one at that point. You're going to grow a lot quicker than, this stuff that you're getting rid of, though.
Yep.
You know, it doesn't come back. It's hard. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. Most channels that went to that route to try and build up their own and stuff like that are not going to have the heart to bring back their channel. On the chance that you can get it back, they wouldn't do it anyways. That's why I just tell them. Easiest way to start a new channel. It's done. It's gone. YouTube has you pegged so hard in what you do, you can't turn it around. It is where it is. It's been driven there. You've put it there. And now you're left with what you got. A digital paperweight. Start a new one. Because you didn't have enough heart to push the first one to try and get it where it's got to go. So why even bother? I know this is not nice when I'm saying to someone, and like I said, I know it's not going to win a ton of friends. But if anything, I thought I've always been fair and honest. And I don't believe in crap. I really hope that if the large majority of channels that come up, for instance, say in the wheel, are decent channels, that they're going to want to get better by doing it. They're going to meet some people who finally see all the great work they're doing. And the ones that aren't so much, it's going to inspire them to say, yeah, I'm up here. I see what the other ones are doing. I got to get this together. I got to get this fixed up. We don't do negative streams on that one. I will not do it to individual people because I don't believe that inspires anybody, nor do I feel like I'm the YouTube police or anything like that. This is talking more general about a lot of things going on, but some pretty sickening things that I got to say myself. And it's just getting worse. And I am embarrassed to be a part with them, even though I in no way endorse and be a part of any shape or form. But I'm still part of it. I'm still in that live stream group, and it feels like we're all just clumped together sometimes in one disgusting stew that I wish I could jump out of the pot. So, you know, it's just there's so many opportunities into it, and that's what pisses me off the most out of all of it. There's so many great opportunities. We're in a whole new frontier. Till a couple of years ago, you couldn't dream of doing this, to be able to connect and actually have a worldwide network of people. We have people in here from different countries, different time zones, different belief systems, all that stuff. One-on-one, real time, you're watching us here in Montreal. I mean, why more people are not embracing that concept and doing something fantastic on here, I will never understand. I don't have an answer, and people have asked me before, and I just don't know what to say. I don't get it. I blame a lot of it on the 1K, 4K, a huge amount. I feel it's pushed way too many people to give up way too easy, or to come on here that had no intentions of ever being anything on here productive. They just heard money. It's almost like the new way of getting rich quick. Get over to YouTube. Get a channel. What do you? Well, I don't know anything. That's the last of your worries. Turn on the camera. Go live. You're going to make money. The super chats will come flying in. You're going to be good for a couple of thou, no time in that. Don't work that way. And anybody who genuinely does live streams and works hard at them, I'm sure will vouch. I don't know if Stillwater Nation's still in here right off the bat. They're a ton of work. They're way more work in some ways than a video, if you want to do a decent one. And especially for the amount we're on to, if anybody thinks we took the shortcut by not editing, I'm not saying editing is no work. I do editing, but let me tell you, it's not the shortcut by any sense of the word. If you just go on and turn on the camera, it most certainly is. And that doesn't mean that you can't turn on the camera if you're a fishing channel. But turn on the camera when you're at the water and talk about where you are and show everybody where you are. Let them connect with you more if you want to do a live stream there. Turn it on when you're sitting in your room with your tackle box and you're about to put in new flies that are in there. Take out the camera and do it then. Don't do it often. Once, twice a month is more than enough. Fill your room in the dark and point the camera at the ceiling fan. Yeah. And the sad part is there's a lot of channels competing doing that same thing. And they're actually competing against each other. That's how sad it's got. It'd be sad if it was one, but there's a whole run of them doing that. I mean, take advantage of what you do. Use it to promote what you do already. Whatever it is you do, use that as a theme. Use that to teach people more. Use that to let people get in some questions that they can't ask you when a video is running or the premiere is short enough. Use it for something beneficial to promote your other videos. Or become a live streaming channel full out, balls to the walls. But at least be something productive with it. If you're going to be live streaming all the time, get it on another channel or move your videos over to something. Live streams, a bunch of live streams and a bunch of uploads do not mix. They do not work. They never did. It is too hard. And before you bring up examples, even the bigger ones, Nick Nimmons them, it's not like he live streams every day and stuff like that. If you notice, the majority of him is upload and many others like that. But if you're going to be an upload, a live stream channel, go for it. Do something productive. Give a shit about it. Anything that would draw people in. You got to put the same love and attention into it you would a video. Or where do you think it's going to go? What are you doing on here? Or is it you just don't care and just fluttering around hoping super chats come flying in now and then? Because that's the only answer I can get out of it. You know, whatever that stuff is, the ceiling stuff, networking channels only. What, do you think you're going to get to 1 million subscribers by just being a networking channel? I mean, it's the dumbest thing ever. It's impossible. Even Nick Nimmons and them bring him back up again, talking about him with actual YouTuber help as a guru. Like he said, he's even met a ceiling. Because there's a lot less creators than there are viewers. So even just doing that geared towards you with some solid, heavy-duty information backing behind it even sets a ceiling on here. You know, I'm just watching too many channels, and I'm starting to see them come again. And I've said it last year, and it's happening again. This time of year seems to bring out the desperation in so many people. Channel's not going anywhere. We had a channel in the other day, for instance. I'll just show you how quickly people can get down on themselves. Second time to our game of our wheel of shoutouts. It's the second week here. I haven't been up on the wheel yet. Oh, say hi to Brand Ariels, who hasn't been up in 8 months. He still comes. He hasn't given up on his channel. He hasn't become a live streaming channel. He hasn't turned off all the lights and stared at the ceiling fan. He hasn't said, "Come on, guys, you know." We're going to network the shit out of this place here, and the drone stuff will fall by the wayside. It's not easy on here, and it's not easy doing live streams either, and that's a gigantic myth. And I'm watching live streams, inviting other live streams to set up live streams, knowing full well where they're going. They want them to have more live streams doing networking because it's like an Amway scam. It's a way of them picking up other people by using you to do it. I believe you know you're in a pretty crappy place when you look in half or 3/4 of them. You go look at the channels that are in there, and they're all the same thing. No banner or the generic one. No custom thumbnails. Black screen sometimes. Let's network, everyone. Let's grow all this together. Let's make it happen. We're all for one. That turns me off right there. I know exactly what place I walked into, and you got to think of it like an alley. YouTube is like coming to a city. Good alleys and bad alleys. That's the kind of alley that I just put up my hand and back slowly out the door. Yeah, we could go in and top off some numbers, most definitely. Damn right. But Got to remember, you walk into a whorehouse, you're going to end up with herpes at some point coming home with you. I don't want that herpes here. Because you know what? I consider we have a lot of good channels in here. And that would turn them completely off. And the more they came, the less you guys would want to come. And yes, by geez, of course, you don't have to wait to catch me on. Of course, we get some that come in here like that. But it's a good thing is the majority of them don't. So A, they feel out of place and leave. B, they get timed out for their grab me up, I flowered you, I danced upon a wheel, etc., etc. C, they say, you know what? Maybe it's time I get my channel together. And I have seen some happen. Not as many as I wish, but I have seen it happen. I've seen some really start to pull it together. And I think that's absolutely commendable for that. I really do. I really do. You know? It was just VD Day. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yes, it was VD Day. Thank you, Farmall, for reminding me about that. So that's that in a nutshell. I mean, honestly, it's pretty pitiful what's going on. I don't want to be associated with any of it. The slinging, the mudslinging, you know. And yes, I'm getting links now more than ever. I don't know. Like I said, I was happy being oblivious. And I got there's a channel going after you in the 27th. He's going after us for a year and a half. I've heard it so many times. Every time is a new expose. Every time is the new reason of how we got ahead, not the right way. Who gives a shit? We still grown from it. I never listened to that pointless dribble, and I don't want to. So that kind of stuff like that, I appreciate you guys letting me know, and I know you care, but that's just mindless fodder. That's the kind of stuff I'm ashamed to be associated with, and it's up to me to at least try to not be associated by doing my own thing on here. And that's why I haven't even talked a lot about this stuff. If you've noticed since the summer, and even before that, I think we did 5-6 live streams altogether out of 600 and some, or whatever the number is now, about it. I don't grandstand. I don't go up on panel. I don't discuss it. I don't any of that stuff, because then I'm just adding more to the problem. I'm not part of the solution. I'm part of the problem, and I don't want to be part of the problem. And I believe the problem is too big to be part of that solution for. So all I can do is just try to separate myself. At least some people will see that there is hope. And if they don't like what I do, hey, go back to where that is. Knock your socks off. I'm not for everybody. I get where I'm annoying. People don't like our voices. They don't like the way we joke around together. They don't like that they don't like the way we are. There's all kinds of reasons not to like what we do. We're fine with that. Because we have a global mentality that you have to realize when you're on YouTube, you shouldn't be here to make buddy friends, tie at the knee, pinky swear, and all that stuff. You're here to entertain a mass. That's what you're here for. And if you're gearing all your content and all your worries and all woes and frustrations onto every single person, what they think about you, good or bad, they flip-flop. One day they like you, the next day they don't like you, you're going to go mental on here. We're not here for that. You know, I wanted to bring out Peter McKinnon tonight to talk to you guys about this, but he is very busy. He has his last video. Actually, I'm going to share this with you, just so you don't think I'm lying. Let me see this, because I don't want anybody saying that I'm making stuff up or I'm lying about my numbers and that and everything else. Where is he? Bear with me. I promise. I'm not bailing out on you. I'm not bailing out. Okay, there we go. All right, there you go, folks. His last video, Splash, Unique Techniques for Product Photography, had 260,669 views. He wanted to join us tonight, but he's too busy because he still has 211,000 people that he needs to go watch their videos in return for watching his, because loyalty is everything. So he will be with us in the year 2098 if he doesn't make any more videos once he's caught up. So there you go. We would have loved to have Peter McKinnon on, but unfortunately, them's the breaks. So... I mean, that stuff like that. I mean, the false promises, all the garbage goes on here. Oh, we're going to get you a bunch of subscribers. Oh, we're going to do this. You can't do shit. And on top of it, charging for it. Even worse, which completely goes against YouTube's terms of service, by the way. And we've had to compete with some of that stuff. And people saying, well, why don't you do that? You don't think we could have thought of that last year? It doesn't take any brainer to go and put a money tab on. We'll show you. That's outright lying. I will have no part of it. It's blatantly against, once again, YouTube community guidelines. It's a fraud. I can't control anybody. Oh, I put a channel up here. All right, guys, there you go. There you go. Once again, there's Peter McKinnon. So Sean the Great Gamer, Peter McKinnon gave me $5. So Sean, Stillwater Nation's going to join them. Sean the Great Gamer's going to join them. Graceful Spirit and Ray's going to join them. Punchy Paint's going to join them. And we're going to be loyal to each other. And we're all going to swear that we're going to watch every video that they ever make for the rest of our lives. I mean, it's shyster moves. I mean, that's the thing that has gotten to on here. It's absolute blatant lying for money. You can't do that. I'm not going to have no part of that. It's ridiculous. And once again, we're guilty by association because, Pusa Stories, don't you have a networking channel as well? Yeah. And yes, I know what you think of it already. I know what you think of it already. And even though we put all that time into it and all that energy, researching projects that sometimes take over a day just to have ready for one night, and we get thrown into this whole mess just by association, just because we also do live streams. And it pisses me off to no end because we work so hard onto them. And so many channels just flop their ass in here and do nothing productive with it and actually just ruin it for so many others. Because I do think with the attitude of the temperature is right on here, that other channels would want to do good things with YouTube. Live streams. But it's sad. I feel like the picture they're painted is so dirty by the time they just don't even bother with it. And the ones that do, there's so many of them just looking for an easy out. They got jaded with it, and they're looking saying, oh, well, this one's got a lot in the channel. I'll join them. Look at tonight. Look at what we pay for. We got 132 in here right now, okay? 132. I should be through the roof. Folks, we got 132 in the house. That we've had that many times before, but now once again we're being bought it because why? We go on and have a live stream that somebody doesn't like. So always in the back of my head there's a cautious, okay, are they botting us? Let's look for patterns. Was there a big spike? Let's see what the views look like after. Instead of that person worrying about their channel and making it something amazing. I like there's that channel. There's one channel that doesn't like us that could have had something so amazing on here and pissed it all away worrying about us. Like, I don't get that. And we grew and they still feel cheated. Well, of course you feel cheated. You watch something good you had go down the drain and you watched us get better than who you don't like. And you actually helped us doing it. Because, well, the whole time you were worried about us, we were worried about us. So we had that in common. We were hand in hand, line for line, arm in arm, on the same mission. That's why I don't name names. That's why I don't go in all that stuff in here. Because there's something I don't like on here. I'm not helping them get more attention to it. And you'd think they would do the same for us. But it's quite the opposite. Bewildering. And the same with the copying and the, and finding something absolutely original on here. I bring up Bald and Bankrupt all the time because there was a channel that went through one of the most convoluted, bloated niches on YouTube and found such a great outlet. I'm broke, I'm British, and I'm going to go to a bunch of Soviet countries that other people don't go to visit. I'm not going to be like, yeah, boy, we're staying here tonight at the 5-star hotel. Yeah, we're living it up. And ended up in the middle of Chechnya. And gave an honest talk about it with limited cuts and grew to over 1 million a year. And he is my hero for doing that. And I talk about it a lot because I hope I inspire a lot of channels that say, oh, there's nowhere left to go in here. There is if you just think outside the box. And I know some of you are. And hats off to you. And God bless you for doing it. And you are the ones that are saving this platform right now, in my opinion, by doing that. So hats off to you. And it's the same with live stream too. I mean, the live streams, you go and you hit subscription, you look down. I mean, my God almighty. Go look at it. Go look at your subscription. Go hit subscriptions, and the live streams are always at the top, and then the videos, and look how much is the same. It's cookie cutter. I mean, we had a channel copy us like 1 for 1. So bad that they sat around and watched our reports on stuff, delayed their show by an hour, and then went and talked about the exact same thing. And once again, it's okay to repeat a bit. You put yourself in the land of being a parrot, because yes, you can repeat the words, but do you actually understand what you're saying? And that's exactly what happens then. Oh, really? That's so cool. When did this happen? There's your answer. 15 minutes of that. I mean, that's just, you can do it, but where does it get you? I can't copy anybody in here. I could go watch one of Down the Rabbit Hole Travels videos. I'll pick up something about, I don't know, I'm trying to think of, I don't know, I'm just, sorry, Down the Rabbit Hole. I'm going to say the Canary Islands, just for the sake of argument, pretend. Okay, I talked a bit about it. Oh, they have lovely trees and that, and da-da-da. Anybody ask me a question, I'm pretty much screwed. I don't know. She's the one who was there. She's the one who shot the video. I'm just regurgitating a little bit of what I got. But do I understand it? No, I don't. I don't have all the story. I wasn't there. That's not me. That's Down the Rabbit Hole Travels story. I've always said plagiarism is a bad road to go down to because you're always going to be compared to the one that was doing it before. And I get it. I get messages sent in. Did you see this one doing that? Did you see this one doing it? I wish they could all for 1 minute see themselves because I don't share that out with anybody. But it's unbelievable. And then the person doing it thinks they're actually pulling off an amazing thing like in the Stealth of Night where nobody puts the two and two together. Even their viewers realize it. They're not stupid. You got to be your own person here. You got to stand on your own two legs. This is not a team player sport. If you want to do something, you can't message me and say, hey, Andrew, and Graceful Spirit and Ray, and Down the Rabbit Hole Travel, and Farmall Fanatic, and Meme Piano, and Computer Chick. Okay, we're going to do this. Let's all go arm in arm, toe to toe. Let's do this. This isn't the fucking Wizard of Oz. That's not how it works. Once again, the big guys. Hello? This is, yes? Yes, this is Linus Tech Tips. Oh, it's Peter McKinnon? Yes. You have me. You want me because you have Casey Neistat and you have Boogie 2988 and Logan Paul and et cetera, together, and you want to go and make a stand-up with something you don't like on YouTube? Okay, I'll be there for you. It don't work that way. I hate groups on here. I've said that from the beginning. I hate it. It's like branding. It's divisional. It does nobody good. All it ever ends up with is bad. And I will state my name on that. I will not join one. I have no interest in one. I've seen very early on what happened in here with one, and I've seen the same thing happen time and time again. Be your own person on here. Stand up on your own 2 feet. Stop copying what everybody else is doing. Don't worry about what's getting them views, what's getting them... Even when they're cheating the system, I could care less. They want to piss away their channel. That's their choice. That's their game. I don't care. And like I said, when I got messaged about one that was doing it, I thought, God, it's so nice to be oblivious. I used to have to hear so much of this stuff, and for months now I've heard none of it. And it's a great thing. Stand on your own 2 feet, make something interesting, listen to your audience. When I'm up here, and as far as YouTube is concerned, I care about each and every one of you. Your comments, your views on stuff is what I gear things around. Am I willing to throw everything out all the time? No. I have to stick to some core beliefs for what we believe for this channel. That I'm not willing to bend onto. But other than that, you have to work things. This is the only part of YouTube that I worry about what other people think, is what goes on in here and the comments section. That's what shapes our channel. There's nothing else going to be involved with that part. Because in the end, you're the ones I want to keep happy. You're the best advertisement I have, is you're going out and telling other people that you had a good time here. You don't worry about what the other people are doing. If you're worried about what the other people are doing, you're taking away time from the people that do care about what you're doing. You want to grow on YouTube? Here, I'm going to sum it up for you. Stay away from gigantic, long-ass philosophies because they're always a pile of bullshit because that means somebody's got nothing else better to bring to the table. And I've watched this happen since I've been on here. Oh, and ever since, and the moons and the planets and on and on and on and on. Garbage, rubbish, and if you were going to buy any product in real life and somebody went on with that kind of craziness, yeah, I'm looking at this SUV you have in here. Oh, well, that's, the best thing to do about that is to vision your head and have the planets tell you what to do and the right way to go. Who cares? It's not the way people talk in real life. It shouldn't be the way people on here. If you get that kind of run from anybody, long-winded, bloated, tell you the philosophy on how you should subscribe and look at things and stuff like that, you know what? They're full of shit. Move on. Here it is. Here is the golden secret. Here is the nugget. And this is from somebody who hasn't even come close to doing it yet because we have no delusions about ourselves. Like I said, it's 11,000. There's channels to get 3 times that in a day. Make good content, yes. Get your channel out, including networking, yes. Good tags, good artwork on your thumbnails, on your banner, and all that stuff, Yes. Keep your eyes open for opportunity? Yes. Get your name wherever you can put it, but make sure it's a place that pays off. Because you can also put it in the bad part of town and bring all those bikers to your bar as well, whether it's a video or whether it's a live stream. It's good to get your name out there, just make sure it's the right eyes. There's no right way to watch anything like that. Don't let people tell you how to do all that long-winded, Jesus stuff, because I've heard it for years, and it's pointless dribble. Pointless. That's just somebody preaching on a soapbox, looking for cash, with nothing to back it up. So just anything like that. And I know some of you are thinking many are really doing that, just in different camouflages. Different camouflages. But the same message. You know, when we bring you up on the wheel, all we're doing is reviewing your channel, giving you a chance to be seen. If your channel looks good, you have a better chance of more people staying to watch it. But that's the same as if YouTube puts you up in a selection as well. There's no guarantees in life. Anybody making promises that they can make this or that happen, they can't do it. I can't make one of you watch anything in here. I can't do any of that. I can't swear, on behalf of this one. Why do you think we don't do telethon? Why do you think we don't? Do you think we don't have a heart? We got kids. I got a heart. I can't vouch for the problems that are going on. I'm in no way going to sit here and vouch for saying someone, yeah, they're having a hard time, we're going to do it. That's the whole reason why I never got into it. We get tons of requests for it, and I won't do it. And some channels have called us some pretty heavy-duty bad things for not doing it for them. But that's not my fault, and there's chances they might be really going through it. But I don't know. I'm not there. I can't sit there and say, okay, you folks, this one's having this one and that. I don't know. I won't do it. It's too easy to sit there and get caught in that. There's tons that lie on here. There's tons that lied since YouTube began. And guess what? There's tons that lied before there was even an internet. So it is what it is. And like I say, we've taken some some people have called us some pretty mean, hateful things that include our kids as well, for not doing it. If they're really going through it, my heart goes out to them, but I can't vouch for that, and nor will I. I would never do that. To me, for me and my views, it's highly irresponsible. I don't feel it's the right thing to do, nor would I even do it all the way down to saying, yeah, these channels here, they're going to go and get you. They're going to get, yeah, I can make it happen. You got it. They're signed up. And even say on top of that they're going to watch you forever, pinky swear, promise on a star, etc., etc., etc. I'm 46 years old. I don't live in the land of la. And I think any of you who's got to know me by now, I don't think I'm exactly what you'd call a dreamy type of person. So it'd be hard to drag me down into something like that to actually buy it. So, another side note I'm going to reiterate the other night, because after I said it, some people sent me a message, and then I'm still not naming the names. But yes, a channel we argue with a long time. A fake channel is recommending us to go watch them. We're not part of that channel. I don't recommend them. Nor would I do that with any channel, even with a real one. But if you ever get stuff like that, just please go and look at the size of that channel. If it says Pusa Studios and, 2 or 6 or 10 subscribers, and there's no video, chances are it's not us. And to this point, we only have one channel. So just take a moment and look and make sure it is us. Because a couple people got quite angry with us and gave us shit saying I went over there, you recommended them just to have them call me a troll and ban me out. I get that. I get why you're angry, but you should have really looked at the thumbnail. It's not us. So, just you dance with drama, you're going to end up with drama. You know the problem with drama is all great till people lose interest. And then you got to up the drama every time to get more and more interaction. And what happens where's your ceiling of conscience where you're not willing to go any further, even though the crowds drop off for it? That's why I don't do drama. Like I said, last year we could have did drama every night. We got videos made up so 130 times. We could have been going on and going on with all that. But I wasn't willing to go down that. If that's the case, if it's that much drama, I'd rather just leave. I don't want my kids remembering me for being an embarrassment on here. I certainly don't on that. And some will say what we do already, we're an embarrassment, lipstick on, whatever. Fine. Okay, I pick my level of embarrassment I'm comfortable with. You can ask Xenia when we pick out movies. I'm not exactly known for the drama movies, so I don't see why I want to do it here if I don't want it in my real life and the things that I do. That's why it's been, there's still over 600 and some videos. If you count this one into it tonight, this is kind of different because I opened up the chat as well, which I haven't done before, stuff like that. We're still under 10. I'd say probably around 8 at the top of my head. It's a pretty good number for the stuff that we've dealt with, but I don't want to be known for that in here, and I don't want to add to the disaster that's already happening. And being part of all that stuff is adding to the disaster of what's going on. And I don't want to always be ashamed. I'm hoping for some way, somehow, this is going to get cleaned up over time, and won't be ashamed to be part of the live streaming group on here. We are at the forefront, the very forefront of technology, more than video uploads. No matter, I don't care what new edit came out or what new style and that, we are at the forefront. And it's really, really, really sad that such a large majority of it seems to be making it look so bad and messing it up for everybody. I think that's really absolutely awesome. Sorry, I just read something I couldn't believe. I said awesome into it, awesomely bad. Finish that off. I'm sorry, I just read something that shocked me. I didn't think I'd be shocked anymore. Go figure. Didn't think that would happen. So, I think it's time, people start looking at what they're doing on here and start going to better light, because I think there is a lot of potential in live streams. It's at the forefront of technology, and so many awesome things is what I was going to say. I thought of myself till I read that. And I just wish people would start taking better advantage of it and stop wasting it on such miserable trash. Because I'm not proud to be on this, and I haven't been for a while. And I've been forcing myself more and more to be on here because of this that's going on. And don't worry, this isn't some clickbait. We're not going anywhere, and we're not doing anything like that. I'm just saying I'd like to be able to do it with more of I'd like to do it with a better heart onto it. But it is hard by times because there is so much garbage doing live stream. That's just making it an embarrassment to be doing this. So I hope it inspires you more, and also, folks, just to pick and choose places and start finding stuff that's more got a positive outlook on the whole thing and that, because there's so much opportunity that can come out of here. And for the record, before somebody starts playing with my words, you could turn on a camera, a cell phone, and do absolutely amazing things. This is not about how much money you have to invest into it. It's not about having a full-fledged studio with big lighting and all that stuff and looking like a TV show. It's got nothing to do with that whatsoever. In short, do something that's not a waste of time. Don't just do something for time, as in watch hours. Do something that actually counts on here. And you don't need a lot of equipment to do that. You don't need a lot of money to do that. It's all about the way you do it. And once again, I bring up Bald and Bankrupt is a great example, even though he's not a live streamer. Shoestring budget. The poor guy's bald and bankrupt already. He's not starting off with much, and he's got his little 4K camera on the end of a selfie stick. He got over 1 million subscribers because he made the best of what he had. He didn't do 4-star places because he couldn't afford them. He didn't do France and that because they're too expensive even to go try and run them. So what did he do? He went to places that he knew that not many people went and made himself stand out from it. So, because I know somebody will take these words and manipulate them all around and get it wrong. It's got nothing to do with the amount of money. It's got nothing to do with the amount of skill you have. It's about the want to do better. And that's something I've tried to get you, so many of you, to see since we started here. Stop worrying about what you don't have and start running with what you got and making the best of it and trying to get a little better each time. That's the trick to it. That's what counts. If you're waiting around and, I'm just going to have live streams just till I get my channel up and running, get some money from that, from Super Chats, then I'm going to overdo it. How many times have I had somebody come at the wheel and they're like, don't review it. Don't review it. It's not in good shape yet. But wait. As soon as I'm monetized, big things are coming. Great things are afoot. They're not. I'll tell you what's afoot. Nothing. A dead channel. A digital paperweight. That's what's afoot. That's what's there. Nothing more, nothing less. It is too far gone, and you didn't put anything into it when it was getting there. You ain't going to even have the drive to want to try and bring it back, which is basically impossible at that point anyways. That's the simple fact of it. That's the simple truth out of it. That's as raw as I can possibly tell you. Your channel is done. Done, dead as a doornail. Gone. Goodbye. Start over again. And you're going to end up, you didn't have enough drive to do the first part. Either you've learned a really big lesson and you are going to, or a lot of times it ends up being the same thing anyways, all over again. I brought up the example at the early on tonight. If you had a tomato store and you sold tomatoes, or tonight was oranges, whatever the case, whatever you're selling, doesn't matter. The point is you're selling one thing and you say, well, the sales are not really taking off. People aren't noticing me. I'm going to start selling vapes because they're really hot. But as soon as we get enough, I'm going to go back to selling the tomatoes or oranges. And then everything's just going to be happy and gleeful. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I'm literally seeing live streams telling people, get your watch time. Go out and make live streams. Make live streams, live streams, live streams. And they're not saying make live streams about what you do or staying within your topic and your brand and blah, blah, blah. You know exactly what they're telling them. Go out and make a networking stream. That's exactly what they're telling them. Straight out. Fucking Amway, if anybody remembers it. The same thing. That's all that is. Grab a couple more and bring them right back. You're basically saying throw all your channels down the drain. Down the drain, down the drain, down the drain, down the drain. And that's what happens. And I know it, you know it, and I know it. It's like walking in a real street. When you walk into a place and you get that eerie feeling like something's not right, something's off. It makes like, you know, you shrivel up a little bit almost. Like, you know, like I'm not in a good place. Because you look and see most of them hanging out in there, all have other live streams as soon as they're done. And they leave one that has 20 people, or no, we'll say 90 people. And then they go to one that's like, they all branch off, and then afterwards they're all in little pockets. And this one's got 9, and this one's got 6, and that one's got 11, and this one's got 10. It's a catastrophe. And then you get channels that are doing really good things. Don't forget there's the other byproduct of all this. The ones that are working hard in their channels, whether it's uploads, live streams, etc., when they upload a new video or they go live, they got to weed through all this disaster to try and get seen. So it's not only that problem of killing their channels, but they're also smothering out a lot of channels that could have a chance of getting somewhere. Once again, why I think YouTube we should pay to be on here. And once again, why I think YouTube should take credit card information to register you on here as a viewer. Because it would make so much of sense to clear up so much misery on here. Because if you didn't make the cut, YouTube wouldn't get you. You wouldn't get the push. You wouldn't get the protection. And if you didn't register as a viewer for free, guess what? You could watch to your heart's content. You can't comment. You can't dislike. Like. Bots won't work. Comments won't. All that garbage goes out the window. Because then there's accountability. Because the only ones that can do any of that, they're registered. And if there's a problem, there's a name attached to whoever did it. That fixes everything right there. And people are like, oh, YouTube's supposed to be free and blowing bubbles. Yes, YouTube was nice in the beginning. It's not there anymore. And since they've added monetization, it's gotten completely out of control. And since they brought in the 1K, 4K, well, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Hence the disgusting mess that we're all in today here. You know, I believe in monetization. I believe it brings out good in channels when they have a share into it. They should have more of a share into it. That's not the argument. The argument was the levels to reach it were too low, and this is back before we were ever monetized, because on Thursday we came back with 42 subscribers, 2 videos, and no watch time. So it's not like it would have given us any kind of edge. We came back on Adpocalypse, folks. Adpocalypse is when we came back, when that was all instated. And if they had to put it a lot higher, it would have separated more. It's just out of reach enough to make a bunch come over from Facebook that used to write hour-long rants. We all have them on our Facebook ones. You know, you see the whole 6-page long answer and you shake your head and move on. Well, now they found out they can come in here, turn on a camera, do that for 5 hours, and in the end actually even get paid for it. And this was YouTube's idea of cleaning things up. It should have been a lot more than it was. 1K, 4K. Honestly, it should have been multiple times higher. You know? But that's just my opinion on the whole thing. I think it's where we are. And I think things can really clean up. And I see some channels that really... I'm going to bring up another one. View this in here. But you made me think of somebody I wanted to bring up tonight. Another great example, I'll tell you right now that I seen when we first met him, was, oh my God almighty, the Video Call-In Show. When I first seen Video Call-In Show's channel, it was like utopia. This is what I wanted to pair up with in live streams. Jim's channel was spot on. The right graphics, right intros, right timing, right look. Somebody that actually gives a damn about going live. It was literally a moment of like, hallelujah, when I seen it. And I've also listened to Jim and how much he's had to struggle to try and get off the ground and stuff like that. And it makes no sense. It makes zero sense how a channel that well put together for live streaming can fall through the cracks so much. But I seen also what he's competing with. And there's so much space garbage floating all around in that. Sometimes it chokes off other channels. And Jim is a fantastic example of that. And Jim and I have talked about this candidly before and as well in the chat. I mean, you check out his channel. Thing looks fantastic. How do you get so professional? How did you get so professional? Go back and watch our first live stream and see what kind of an absolute disaster it was. We had a laptop. We had a GoPro, the Rode GoPro mic, and it was clips onto my DJI Osmo. We actually had to use a set of Allen keys. I was putting new strings on my guitar. I have a locking clip system. And I looked over the bass and I'm like, I bet you that's just big enough for that clip to fit over. So we did. And as long as you didn't touch the microphone, it would stay up. But it was very lopsided because it was so top heavy. We did our first 60 interviews like that.
Yeah, including Michael Price, I think.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We bought over time. And then when we started getting super chat, we actually started investing it back into our channel as well. I'm not against super chats, by the way, as well. Before that also gets put out. I have no reason why anybody should make money. And we work damn hard for it. And I always feel it's kind of a bit like throwing out the hat until bigger things come, especially. It does help a lot of channels like us. Because I found out through the air that people over time, certain channels been saying that we're well off. So I don't know why you're giving them super chats. First of all, thank you for telling me I'm well off because I wasn't aware of that. And I will be sure to let my bank know as well because they're certainly not aware that I'm well off. Are we starving on the streets? No. But I'm not also sitting here saying, well, my kids, they kind of need to eat today and the wheel fell on my truck and all that. No, I don't believe in e-begging either. I believe if people like what they do, they're going to give money if they can, and if they can't, we've never changed it. We don't ask for it. It certainly helps. We want to find other ways to bring in more revenue. Yes, of course, all that stuff. But that's what's driving a lot of these channels. It's just the sole purpose of super chat. If you were to take away the super chats tomorrow, I guarantee you, off like the wind. They'd be gone. They'd be gone so fast they wouldn't even have time to shut down their channel. They wouldn't even be able to tell you the last live stream they put up. That I can guarantee you. Because I can go into a place in 5 minutes. I got them pegged. Oh, yep. I know what this is all about. I'm on, send some money, and if the money stops, I'm gone. It's not about if it's okay to give. I want people to give money if they think we're worth it and they can, and it's not going to put them in the poorhouse and they don't feel all guilted to it. Whether you've seen us, I've shouted out tons of channels. I've given no favors. We've even had channels give us $50 and set themselves up for I'm 50 away from such. I've removed the comment. We've bent over backwards to be fair because I believe that's the right way to do it, and I don't want to show anybody disrespect that gave us that money. But also, too, I don't want nobody in the chat to feel that, if they don't have it, that doesn't get them a certain level of acknowledgement in here. You guys just being in here and hitting the like button, stuff like that, is what we grew onto, not super chats. That's the biggest thing. You folks choosing to spend time in here, hitting the like button, and, of course, telling your friends and stuff like that. We've grown so much by word of mouth for that simple reason. We're on 6 days a week. But that's been our growth. It hasn't been because the super chats have grown. Our studio has grown for that. And yes, we use some money for us as well. It's no, there's no halos in here. You don't have to justify all that stuff. To me, and maybe I got it all wrong, you're giving it because you enjoy what the person's doing. But nobody should feel obliged into it, guilted into it, or fed a sob story to get it. That's where I draw the line. That's why I don't want anything to do with anything that goes on, stuff like that. If it's for that, that's the only reason why. And we've done live stream where we've even shut off monetization. We've shut off super chats for all that stuff and everything, because it should be used in a respectful way. I believe it's there for the creator to show that you enjoy it and to get better at it. We've brought it back. Yes, because we bought a mixer doesn't make your life any better or easier. But hopefully it's that you liked what we do and we're using it now to get better at what we do, so it's more enjoyable on the ears when you come in or the eyes. We're going to soon add up what it costs for the studio build. I was going to build that anyways. It would have taken me a bit longer because I'm not willing to sink every cent and have my kids go without over it. But I would have done it nonetheless because we enjoy what we do nonetheless in this part. I enjoy when we're on. It's when I see people associating us as a group with all the live streamers that brings me down in the dumps. And honestly, it's depressing because I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be associated with it. There's some good ones into it, and I'm cheering them on. You've heard me with the Stillwinter Nation. I've been shouting them out for the last 2 months or so. I am giving an extra push because I'm trying to get other channels doing good live streams some recognition, in hopes that it will not get them going better, which hopefully will inspire more people to change around what they're doing on here. I see Happy Trails Hiking in here. Happy Trails Hiking has not gone into a big brand studio and all over the top camera equipment and lights. I watch her sit there with a notepad, and she has a planned out show from beginning, middle, and end. And she has a substance to it. She has things that interacts with her audience, keeps track with them, a time to talk, a time to show, a time to discuss. That's all we're talking about there. That's all we're saying. It's okay, son. You don't need to go broke over it. It's just something that has substance to it. And she is a prime example of that. I've said that a long time about Kay. Because Happy Trails Hiking, excuse me for you guys. Just shows that makes sense. I just feel live streams are so abused on here when there's so much potential in them, and I don't know why. You can still get super chats from putting in some work into it. You don't need to let it turn into some drama-filled funnel of go nowhere, or bitching and complaining, or staring at the wall, or the lights off, or it's dark with this pointing at the ceiling. You don't need to do any of that. There's all kinds of things you can do. But it is got to change some, folks, because we're all looking bad from it. We're all looking bad from it. And the sad part is a lot of people in here get that already. It's the ones that should get it won't hear this message. I don't want to be so, and it actually, Xenia and I have talked heavily about our future with live stream and stuff like that, because we don't want to be in this group. I don't want to have any association with it. I'm so embarrassed of a lot of them. I wish I didn't even know their names. I so wish I didn't know their names. And I've gone on my way not to know, and that's why I say when we're getting messages, sometimes it feels like, wow, it's so good to be in the know, the not know of this, to be completely ignorant of all this stuff going around. I actually had a couple of days where I didn't think this genre was completely tainted to hell and then some. I know this has all been like kind of a broken record for a lot of you tonight, and I apologize. I'm just so fed up of it. The wheel is a big night for us. I canceled it because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of watching these disasters on here. And it really is disasters, and it's too bad because it's screwing a lot of potential and it's screwing a lot of channel, and holy shit did we ever get botted tonight. Wow. Here you go, folks. Here you go. We're at 3,116 playbacks so far. Sorry I haven't been monitoring as much tonight. But that's one of the ones being talked about. He made himself quite clear the last time, and I could care less what he does. He's so fun. I've always taken pride in, his channel's in the shitter and mine's doing good, even with him playing with it. It did so much better that he had to choose screwing with our channel because he can't get anywhere on his own without any real merit. That's the only reason why he does it. That's the simple fact of it. So, well, congratulations, sure, there. Way to go. You threw your channel down the toilet, and we're still going. We actually, you see, this is the stuff I do. This is the stuff I'm part of that I don't want to be part of. These are the people that I'm embarrassed to know that go on a tangent and then bring a baby into it and stuff like that. I mean, that's unbelievable how inbred hick this place can be sometimes with the kind of people into it. But you know, there's either we got to rise above it and just start promoting better and better channels that are doing things on here, or I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know. So just try to... It's unbelievable. Who would want to be paired with all this? It's trash. I don't want to be. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I'm sorry. I know the name. Sorry. I'm sorry. I know the niche. I'm sorry. I know live streaming niche, for the most part, because it's such a disgusting mess. You know, I mean, these are people that I wouldn't have anything to do with in real life. This is what I ask myself, folks. And if everybody can do this, ask yourself this. If it was a real life scenario, would I want to be seen in public with this person? Would I find it funny what they're doing, this person? That's what everybody is missing on here. You hear me going on all the time about brick and mortar, brick and mortar, brick and mortar. That's the message I'm trying to drive home. Start treating YouTube like you would a real actual business. Start talking to people the way you would actually talk to them in real life. Start making decisions on YouTube the way you would in real life. If somebody's a blatant embarrassment, I wouldn't want to see them on here as much as I wouldn't want to see them in real life. That's the part. I don't want to run my channel any differently than I want to run something in real life. Sign business, now our photography business. Could you imagine running our business? I mean, we would be gone in a month. We'd be on the 6 o'clock news, locked up, sitting there, tongue out and eyes on medication because nobody'd be that crazy not to get medicated when it's done. Treat it like a real place. These are real people watching. Do you watch some of the big names? I bring them up again tonight. Linus Tech Tips, Peter McKinnon, Casey Neistat, et cetera, et cetera. But they're talking like they're in real life to real life people because they know they have a real audience with real people in it. That's what they cater to. That's what's getting lost in here. That people come in here to burn off their steam now and earn a little bit of quick cash while they're doing it. You know, the channel that's doing that to us, last time we talked pretty much, there was a copyright strike against them by us. We talked, and you know what caught me? We talked for about 45 minutes about all kinds of different things and all kinds of reasons why that copyright strike sucked on them. But there was only one reason that was ever given why it sucked. It was about the money. Oh, this kind of money, you know, mightn't sound important to you, but we need it, and blah, 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 and the money, money, money. I never heard one thing about the viewers, one thing about my channel was going to do this or do that. It only ever came back to one topic, money. Money. That's all I ever heard was the only excuse why that was sucking when it was said and done. I heard all kinds of long-winded go-ons, but they all fell back into the same place. It was about money. Says a lot. Says a lot. Jesus. You know, it's just too bad people wouldn't just grow up, move on, and do something productive on here because there's so many even all the channels in that could do the same too. This could be a whole new frontier. YouTube could be an amazing place. It really can. And live streams have been the cause of more of the problems than anything else. It's generated more of the hatred that's on here, more of the bad vibes, more of the shortcuts, more of the lies, more of the drama than anything else put together. And most of them come back to one thing, super chats, which once again are a good thing. They're there to entice and to help creators to do better things, to motivate them, to make their time worthwhile, that they want to do more of the stuff that you like. But like everything else in life, it just seems to get used for the wrong reasons so much. And in summary, I am embarrassed to be part of the live streaming group because of it. I hate the stigma that falls around it. And especially bothers me when Xenia and I put so much time into what we do. because we love it. And I think it's the greatest frontier that's ever been created. Yes, more than videos, and this is from an editor because it was unheard of up until recently to do this. So I'm just hoping maybe more will start to take by the horns and start making some great stuff on here that's live. Hell, if there's enough that are really doing great things live on here, I'd have a show just dedicated to shouting out live channels. You wouldn't even have to play the game. I'd be just doing the show just to get the name out there, to get more people's eyes on them, so it will clean up this place. Because the same as our channel, when we phased out over that month and a half, when we started getting a lot of riffraff in here, by bringing in some good ones, the other ones didn't feel at place. They didn't feel welcome. They didn't feel like it suit them because it wasn't going fast enough. They looked stupid when they said, grab me, got you, I belled you, I this you, I that you. They fell into place, so they left. And there's always a couple come in before anybody says it. It's not foolproof. But when the huge majority is not doing that, it gives a chance for the ones who are really doing something special to get more attention. And they should have the attention, in my opinion. And if not everywhere, at least here on this channel. Trapper J, how are you? Good to see you. Uji-san draws. I always held Pusa Studios in high esteem. Sorry, guys. Xenia made me promise that I wouldn't look at the chat. She swore she'd take care of it, so I wouldn't get sideball, but I have trouble doing it. Every now and then I go back. But I want to thank you guys for tonight. I think you guys have heard more than enough of this to do 2 lifetimes. I wish we didn't have to talk about it ever again. I'm hoping it doesn't come up again. I'm hoping things change from this point on. And people go on to start doing some really amazing things on here. There's a lot of opportunity. Don't squander it away. And if you, in the end, I want to leave you with something that's very important. You don't have to do it because, A, this shouldn't be your primary source of income. Or a gigantic subsidization of your income. You shouldn't be worried about your kids not getting fed because of YouTube. That should have no bearing on it whatsoever. So, all's not lost if you clean up your channel and still go on like that. You'll get better stuff. And in the long term, it will pay off with longevity. And B, if you're doing it and you are in that scenario where you're doing it because it's going to be that type of money, it's not the place to do it. No banker would ever tell you this is a good idea in 1,000 years. Please go and get real help. It might look like fast money. I know some think that, like, oh my God, they go in here and it's fast. What if they stop Super Chats tomorrow? What if they put a cap onto it? Somebody can only give $5 a month. What if there's all different what ifs? What if people don't give? What if they don't give anything? Then where are you? I mean, we have some months where it goes up a lot and some months where it's not as much, and that we're thankful for every cent, but we're not sitting there saying, is this going to see us through if we keep the hydro bill on or not? And once again, we're not well off. And it shouldn't even have mattered. Even when they're spreading those rumors, even if we're well off, that has nothing to do with it on YouTube here. It's about if you like their content or not, what they're doing. It shouldn't have anything in their financial standing. That's not what it's here for. Then that's just digital panhandling. That's not what this Super Chat and that was meant to be. We're a creator platform, and if we keep going down that road, then I can understand everybody's argument about how this is a social media and not a creator's platform. Then I get it, because we've let the spirit of YouTube channel sink to a level of becoming a social media, and I hope that day never comes for this platform. I see wakes of it, but I hope it never comes fully. That's not what it was ever meant for. Enjoy your time on here. Be creative and stop looking at what everybody else is doing and start looking at what's missing. That's the key, folks. That's the number one key. Start looking at what's missing from YouTube. In your niche, what questions aren't being answered? You know, if you're into gardening, look at a type of gardening. Or if you're fishing, people aren't doing much about spay fishing, but a lot are researching it. Then maybe go into spay fishing and make that your niche. Become the authoritarian in something. That's what a niche within a niche is all about. It's like we're all doctors that actually do real stuff on here, but YouTube now is crying out for specialists, people specializing in your area, whether it's mechanics, whether it's farming, whether it's knitting, whether it's cooking, whether it's whatever you do. That's what YouTube is looking for. You can't buck the system. That's the way the system is. If we don't like it, we got to leave because YouTube is not going to change for it. That's just the way it is. And I like to see a lot of you saying it's not a social media. But that's the problem. That's what that stuff is turning it into, unfortunately. And I don't want to see it turn that way. I want to wish you guys a good night. Sorry about the wheel tonight, but I thank you, everybody that did stay. Those that are real. Thank you, the bots as well. It's fucking great having you. And thank you for having giving me the chance to talk about this. I promise it's not every time. Most of you that's followed me for a while, you know what I'm like. I say this off my chest, and then it's back to business. It's just depressing by times. It's frustrating by times. Thought I'd share with you guys. Food for fodder. Feel free to leave comments in the chat, folks. In the comments section, those are always great. Just please no names or anything or heavy alluding, or it will be removed. We'll see you guys tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Be good to yourself. Be well, and take care for now.